how to prepare egusi soup. Stay tuned. The ingredients we'll be using in this soup are: we have beef, okra, dry fish, bitter leaf, egusi. We have palm oil, pepper, salt, crayfish, garlic, onion, and ginger. Ogbono, but I'm not going to use it in this recipe. I will start by boiling the beef. As you can see, the beef doesn't have the actual color it's supposed to have because I washed it with hot water and salt. I'll go ahead and cook the beef. I will go ahead and put seasoning cubes into the pot. I'll put some seasoning cubes into the pot of meat. I will now add salt into it. I will now add salt in the pot of beef, Maggi, salt. I'm now adding onion to season the beef. I'm now adding onion in the pot of beef before going further with the boiling. I go ahead and open the pot, checking if the beef is ready or soft in order to put dry fish in it. As you can see, the beef is boiling. I now put our dry fish into the pot. And now put our dry fish in it to boil alongside the beef. I will now add palm oil in the pot for it to boil with the other ingredients such as beef, dry fish, and seasoning cubes, for everything to have a boil and get a uniform mixture before including other ingredients such as egusi and bitter leaf okra as well. I open it again to check how the beef is boiling and the other ingredients. As you can see, it's turning into red. Everything is taking the color of the palm oil, becoming red while it is boiling. I'll open the pot. I'll open to check again. As you can see, I added some water to make sure the egusi has enough water for it to boil with it. As you can see, I'm putting the egusi, that's egusi. I use boiled water to mix the egusi to make sure it is thick. I didn't make it watery so that it will come out in lumps. You see the texture of the egusi. The egusi is still very thick. If you want to cook your egusi soup, don't make the mixture to be watery. Make it thick. If you want it to come out the way mine is, make it thick. When it's thick, you put it exactly the same way I'm doing, and your egusi will come out in lumps. When it is out the way my egusi is going to look like, you will enjoy it. That will be a perfect egusi soup you will be having. Yeah, I go ahead and put the egusi, as you can see on the screen. That's how you're supposed to put it. You don't just pour it into the pot. You put it as if you're frying puff puff, if you want it to come out in lumps. I'll cover the lid to allow egusi to boil for some time. I'm going to boil my egusi at least 15 minutes. As you can see, the egusi is boiling. It's still in lumps. You don't go ahead to stir it in a harsh or fast mode. You just do it gradually to make sure you pamper the lumps from scattering in the pot. You just stir it slowly, the way you see me do on the screen. The way you see me stirring it on the screen. You just take it slowly while it is boiling. I go ahead and cover the lid to allow the egusi to boil for some time. I will now put my pepper, my dry pepper, in the pot of egusi and beef, in the pot of soup. As well as I'll put my ginger, garlic, and onion into the pot. You saw I started this soup without frying any of the ingredients. That's how I cook my perfect egusi soup. I cook it without frying any of my ingredients. When the egusi and other ingredients are boiled already, like beef and fish, that's when I introduce garlic, onions, and ginger. I'll still close the pot again to make sure everything is, as you can see on the screen. After a few minutes of boiling, I open the pot and you can see the vapor coming out of it. It has boiled to an extent that egusi is ready. I now pour my blended okra into the pot. That okra, you can see, is blended. So I put it as well as my chopped okra, unblended okra. I put it as well into the pot. I will now introduce bitter leaf. That's bitter leaf. If you are a Cameroonian, you know what bitter leaf is, as well as Nigerian. Other African countries, I think they use bitter leaf. I'll introduce bitter leaf. That's bitter leaf. I'll put it into the pot. I didn't put ogbono, also known as bush mango. I didn't put it into the soup because I don't want the soup to be stretchy. But when I'll be cooking tancho soup, I'll cover the soup to prevent it from stretching. When I'll be cooking tancho soup, that's when you'll find ogbono. I'll be putting ogbono when I'll be cooking tancho soup. You see, the soup is not very stretchy because I covered it, and I'm going to cover the pot more to make sure it's not stretchy but having that good egusi soup, very yummy. You see the lumps of egusi. Other countries, they call it melon seed. Our soup is ready. Our soup is ready. That's the egusi soup. Perfect egusi soup. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more YouTube videos. See you in my next video.